So when people find out, and I tag myself as a digital nomad, but I'm kind of a slight variation on that, because the businesses that I run are not, kind of one-on-one businesses. It's not like I'm sort of a consultant and I work one-on-one with people. I have two established companies that have staff and teams, and we have payroll, and we have all this other great stuff that we got to do. And then I travel full time. Now the consulting firm, and I run two, just to be completely open. The consulting firm I'm the operations director in that one, and I'm also operations in the marketing firm, but I kind of double up as the CEO on the marketing company as well. So when you travel full time, there's a whole bunch of logistical nightmares that kind of come into place and come into play at that point. So I kind of just wanted to go over what happens to me on a regular basis and how I kind of handle it. So first things first, and for any company owners out there, I'm telling you right now, if you want to actually start traveling, you can totally do this. Okay, it is not going to be easy to do. It's going to be difficult, but it is straightforward. Okay, number one, you have got to get the right team. If you currently have a company that basically runs very horizontally, so there's kind of you as the company owner and then everybody reports to you, you're going to have a problem with that, because what happens is that, and chances are at the moment, is everything bottlenecks with you. So i.e. if you go away for a week and are nobody can get in touch with you, everything grinds to a halt. So you have to change that. So you need to look straight away at getting somebody involved in your business that's going to be able to do that. Now, I'm fortunate, I've spent the years building teams that really can operate outside of me being involved. So if I'm out of touch for a week, nothing happens. It just continues to run. The other thing that does happen when you're on the road, and I mean, we were actually traveling yesterday, and this happened. So, one of my sales guys was actually talking to a prospective new client, and some of the technical questions that my sales guy had, he was struggling to answer, so I needed to get in on the call. Now, for starters, this immediately has highlighted a problem that clearly what's happening is in the sales side of it. There's, I think, we need to get more technical. We need to have a better technical base in our understanding. But that's now something I'm dealing with. But what happened was that we were mid-travel, and we were actually on the road traveling. So I had to pull over. I actually pulled into, I believe it was a Walmart parking lot, and I spent 45 minutes on a call, sort of dealing with this new prospective client's, questions. So that's the kind of weird thing that happens. So you do end up still having to drop back in. So you need to come up with a process so you can virtually drop back into the office. So rather than me actually physically being there and jumping on the phone, I can deal with it. Now, in the consulting side, we actually have, sort of a very static office. The marketing agency, we're a mixture, and at the moment we're actually moving our operations from Washington, and we're actually going to be moving them down to Vegas. The Washington thing, we've actually had more remote workers involved, and so as we're moving to Vegas, we're actually going to try and relocalize that again, which will bring its own challenges, because again, I'm not going to be there a lot of the time. So I would say, for any business owner out there wanting to travel full time, and honestly, if you have decent revenue in your business and you're a company owner, you can do this. You really can, but it is going to come down to the type of people. And I'll tell you right now, one of the biggest sources of talent that I've come across when it comes to things like this is, and this is going to sound weird, is to find entrepreneurs who actually haven't made it. You want to find entrepreneurs who have done something, and for different reasons, right, they haven't been able to carry on. Maybe it was a family came along and they ended up having to sort of deal with that, or maybe there was just they just run out of money. There's a lot of things, but that pool of entrepreneurs who are no longer doing it is a really, really good resource that nobody's tapping. Really, nobody's tapping. I'm always on the lookout for anybody that has done something and they failed, at it, because what I want to understand is why they failed. And if they're the right type of person, they're going to be really straight with me. You see, when I hear things like, well, it failed because, you know, the market did this to me and that to me and this, that and the other, I'm not interested. But when they go, you know, it failed because I'm really bad at organizing, or I'm really bad at this, or I'm terrible at this, and I never got the right person in to cover this lack of skill on my part. When I hear things like that, I know what their weakness is. And so then I can see whether or not that weakness is going to play a part in them being able to run operations for me. And so for me, this has been a big thing. Now, you know, it's been a shame in the marketing agency side, you know, my what I would consider, you know, kind of my right-hand guy, you know, he ended up going on to do something else, you know, that he was kind of more, you know, sort of passionate about. And which is fine, but you know, so now, you know, I'm kind of back in that situation where a lot more of the daily decisions are kind of coming my way, and so at the moment I'm in that process of pushing those onto my team and making them more responsible for those actions. Now the thing is, you can't do that if you're paying people pittance. You've got to have people that are willing to take that responsibility. So I would say to any founder out there, any entrepreneur out there that's, you know, got a team wanting to travel full time, invest in your team. They are singly the one reason you will be able to travel. I love the idea that, you know, things can, I love it when I'll get back in touch with the office. Maybe I'm out of, you know, literally out of contact for like 2-3 days. There's nothing more satisfying than knowing that a huge fire broke out, you know, sort of metaphorically speaking, and your team just handled it and it's all done. You know then that you can travel. So it's like, I love doing the travel that I do. It gives me a lot of freedom. You know, I don't want to pull the wool over anybody's eyes and just think I'm, you know, I'm just this tourist that never does any work. I mean, it's like I'm still working constantly. I'm still looking to push the companies, both the companies forward, but at the same time, you know, that comes with its own set of problems, but having the right team in place is absolutely paramount. So I would say that, you know, if you're wanting to travel full time, definitely you need to, you've got to have the team about you. And like I said, company founders, seriously, guys and girls out there, obviously, go and start hunting out entrepreneurs who are no longer doing their thing, or maybe they are doing something and they're just struggling to kind of get by. I mean, it's not hard to find these people. And when you get those type of people on board, they like it because their role is still more entrepreneurial, because they are, you know, they're dipping their toe in the financing side, they're dipping their toe in the marketing side, they're in operations, and they have the right mindset. Okay, they're an absolute amazing source. I'm always on the lookout for people like that. So if you've got any recommendations, if you travel a lot yourself and you found a particular method works for you, let me know in the comments below. Very interested to read about this. Like I said, this is my personal experience of what I'm doing. I'm kind of I've been traveling on and off for probably about 10 years or so. I've actually been doing it full time for just over 2 years now, and this is what I found's worked best for me. So leave your comments below. I look forward to reading them.